Hello, welcome again to today's information. Everyone knows indeed that sugar causes cavities. But what if I tell you that there's even something that is even worse than sugar? And probably you are already dealing with that issue even today. You know what that is? That is your saliva. Many of us believe that sugar is actually why we have cavities in our teeth. But if you experience dry mouth all the time, dry mouth will actually cause more damage to your teeth than even sugar itself. Why is that so? You see, saliva is what keeps the mouth wet, and saliva is actually the natural toothpaste in our mouth. Saliva isn't just spit. Many of us think saliva is just spit. No, saliva actually contains some minerals such as calcium and potassium, and this actually helps to wash away any bacteria that accumulates in your teeth, thereby helping to protect your teeth enamel. So saliva is almost like toothpaste, the God-given toothpaste that God provided right in our mouth to wash away any accumulated bacteria. So the problem comes when you no longer, often most of the time, no longer have enough saliva in your mouth, maybe because of medication. There are over about 400 medications that causes dry mouth. So if you are on some very serious medication, or if naturally because of some biological reasons your mouth is always dry, you're actually going to experience more challenges with teeth cavity, even more than those who consume sugar. And this is how it works. Because saliva helps to actually wash away any accumulated bacteria, any accumulated acid in the mouth. When you eat sugar, for example, the bacteria in your mouth accumulates and begin to do what? Digest and eat up that sugar. And as they consume this sugar, they release a byproduct which is acidic in nature. So it is that byproduct, which is an acidic substance, that actually eats up your enamel. And that is why doctors will say, oh, at night before you go to sleep, try and wash your mouth, because you might have eaten and that food may contain some little sugar or the other. So the bacteria actually eat it up, and the excess, the acid they give out is what eats up your enamel. And they have as much as 8 hours throughout the night to eat up your enamel before it is morning. So what happens when you don't have enough saliva in your mouth? Any bacteria, any acidity that accumulates in your mouth is all left free to begin to destroy your mouth. It doesn't matter whether you have brushed or you have not brushed, especially if you have dry mouth. The bacteria that's always in people's mouths will always eat up whatever it finds, which is the food remnant, and the acid is going to accumulate, and that's going to eat up your enamel faster than sugar. So I'm not saying that sugar doesn't cause cavities, but what I'm trying to say is that sugar is only a problem if you cannot wash it away from your mouth. If you're able to wash it away from your mouth, sugar has no issue with you at all. Sugar is not responsible for cavities. But on the other way around, you may not actually be eating sugar, and you continue to see that you are having cavities. Anytime you go to your dentist, they'll complain of cavities. And so that is because you are probably experiencing dry mouth. Dry mouth simply means that there's no saliva in your mouth. And what that means, like I said earlier on, is that any bacteria, any acid that the bacteria in your mouth accumulates is left free of charge to eat up your enamel, which can destroy your teeth faster than those who eat sugar and wash off their mouth. So what is the situation here? Dry mouth is not all about not drinking enough water. Like I mentioned, dry mouth can be caused by a lot of medication, high blood pressure medications, antidepressants, and so many other medications. So if you are in any of these range of medications, you might be experiencing dry mouth. Also, if you are highly dehydrated, you are going to be experiencing dry mouth. So again, if you experience dry mouth at night, you find that because your mouth is naturally dry, throughout the night, there's no saliva to wash away whatever acid has accumulated in your mouth. That means you have good 8 hours for acid to destroy your mouth. You see, when you don't have enough saliva in your mouth, maybe because of medications, maybe because you snore a lot, and those saliva drip away, you're the type that, have mouth dripping. At the end of the day, your mouth is going to remain very dry. And what that simply means is that you are going to have a very long time over the night of a totally dry mouth. And because your mouth is dry, there's no saliva in it to help wash away or dilute the effect of the acid, you are going to generate cavity. So what is the way forward? One, make sure you always drink enough water if you naturally experience dry mouth. Two, if you are having dry mouth because of some medications, you might have to consult your doctor or pharmacist, maybe to make a replacement of another brand that doesn't cause dry mouth. Or thirdly, if you know that you always have dry mouth, do your best to often eat gum. Chewing gum will help to stimulate saliva in your mouth to keep your teeth wet and soft. And for some of you who like kissing for several hours, 20 times a day, of course, you actually just taking away whatever saliva is left, taking away the calcium and phosphate in that person's saliva. You may have to limit it. Thank you and God bless.